No, you're only having misery join the company. It's not like it's going to move anything forward, and it's never have in the whole history of lives. You've never had anybody be more productive from complaining. You've never heard any situation be better because someone was being negative. You never in your life have ever made anything better by being a dick, and that's just facts. Like, we always, for some reason, believe that because we feel a certain type of way that someone else is automatically going to feel a certain type of way, and that's simply not true. Yes, we have empathy for each other, and yes, we can feel certain things, but doesn't mean that they're going to feel exactly the way you do. And that's what happens. You can break your leg literally next to me, doesn't mean I feel a single ounce of that extreme pain, and that's unfortunate, but it is true. What you do is up to you, and what you do will only affect you. So when you're doing something and hoping it's going to affect someone else, that's just asinine. You need to affect yourself. And that's something that really is helpful for most people that don't know what's going on in their world or what's happening to them. It's because of you. It's always going to be self-driven, and the way that we drive ourselves is going to dictate how far we go. So don't put hate in your fuel. It only has such a long distance. It's almost like, what you call it? What's the one they called when we're doing electricity? It's almost like electricity, right? When you have electricity, you can just go further. And when you don't, what's the point? You can't just get there. So it's like, without this energy, without our concentrated energy, we can only go so far. And we've even seen it in like jet fuel and everything like that. Like, we only can lift up so often because it's like hydrogen, it's this high power stuff, but it only works for so long. And that's the question when we have to ask ourselves is, how do we get something that works longer? And that's when we came up with electricity. So oil was great, but it's really not that great. It's like that one thing that gives you energy like Red Bull, but fucks you up later. Exactly my point. So all these fake energies, the energy that really doesn't work, it's time that we stop putting it inside of ourselves. It's time that we start putting in ourselves the love and the light and the blessings that actually make us better people versus that hate, that internal, oh, I'm going to hurt you because I don't feel good right now. No, you're not going to hurt me. You're only going to hurt you. And you're only going to make yourself even more angry and more frustrated because you have lack of control. And that's what I want people to have, is self-control. That's why I rise in the morning and I shine in the morning, because I choose to shine. I don't choose to grind. I want to shine over grind. I want everything to happen for a reason and a purpose in my life that makes me feel good about my life. Everything else was just like, it's like too much energy. If you're in the right spot and you try putting it, just last night we were driving around, saw maybe 10, 15 cops, and I'm like, that's that energy trying to keep us, the matrix trying to keep us locked down and back in this country. It's like, no, I'm going to be free. I'm going to put my energy with these birds. I'm going to put my energy with this light, and I'm going to say to myself, I love you. I love myself enough not to want to hurt anybody else. And for those that do want to stay hurt, it's all you're going to do is just keep hurting yourself. There's no one that's going to be harmed by you drinking your own poison. And that's something that we say, the taste of your own medicine. You shouldn't be having to take medicine unless you're sick. And if you're sick, I wish you truly to heal yourself, because it's those that aren't healed that end up hurting more people. And I don't want you to keep hurting people, and I want you to keep hurting yourself. I want you to live in life like I'm doing right now. I want you to give yourself the opportunity to be free. It's not easy because it's like in our minds, we get mentally unstable, we get emotions, we get situations where we don't feel a certain type of way, and we're like, oh shit, now's the time for us to hit the anxiety button. Now's the time to hit the fear button. Now's that time. And it's like, no, you choose each time what mood you want. You choose each time the outcome because you chose what mood you chose, dude. It's like that. And every time you go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get them back, it's like, no, the only person you need to get back is you. Okay, you don't have control over someone else. You only have control over your mind. The quicker you get control over your mind is the quicker you get control over your world. If you find yourself in extreme anxiety situations, over here at Saints Addiction, we talk about mental disorders. I want you to take a deep breath, because that not only gives you stress relief, but it also gives you control over your mind and your situation immediately. Instead of living up here and living in fear, you live in here, and you know that there's nothing but blessings coming your way. And you know that at the end of the day, it's all about living and being alive and the experience of it. When we're trying to let the negativity in, when we're letting the darkness win, that's when we lose ourselves. That's when we stop becoming saintly. That's when we stop shining, and that's when we start actually experiencing that suffering that I keep talking about. So let's all move away from suffering. Stop giving suffering to other other people. I saw that guy, he was just crossing his arms, and it's like, your arms crossed ain't going to make the burger cook faster. It ain't going to make us print the shirts faster. It's not going to help anyone. And he just stuck to his negative mood, and so did she. And I've seen it happen time and time again every day, that people that can't get out of the way of their own mood. And it's just sad, because there's so many blessings in this light. As soon as we get away from all our drama-filled brains and all our ego-filled attitudes and all this weird shit that we put in our brains and conditioned ourselves to say, hey, this is what it's got to be, or what I think it should be. How about you make it what you want to be? That's the point. That's the power. That's the empowerment. It's like every situation happens to us and each other, and it doesn't just rain on me, but it's the way I think about my situations that change the outcome. And that's what I want you to have, is less suffering. I want you to have more shine. And on that note, this morning, marijuana motivation time, I want you also to hit subscribe, because I go live every morning just so I can change lives. And the only way we can do that is by sharing. When we share our light, we light up many, and that's the most important thing for us, is for all of us to rise our vibrations, rise up to this light, and make ourselves be the best that we can be. That's on my heart from the start. It's your boy Marky say, I love my life! And I want you to love yours too. So go rise, go shine, lift off, and go be free. It's your boy Marky saying peace and love, and I will see you on the other side. Ciao, and subscribe.